Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, July 14th, and this is the weekly update to the Defiance funds. So as you see on the screen, the Defiance funds that we cover are obviously the higher yielding Defiance funds. And the latest distribution, or declaration, I should say, was June 28th. The next one coming up would be July 31st. So we'll look out for that. So again, no update here, just kind of checking out where we stand. And we can get into, how much ITD gains are there. But first, let's check out the numbers. How are we doing so far for this month? Let's see. So based on this week, we made 3 cents, 5 cents, lost 26 cents, and then gained 7 cents, which puts us at 21 cents for the month, which, that's bad news as compared to where we stood last week. But, sometimes that happens. Obviously, when there's a bad day in the market, we're going to go down with it. So obviously, QQQY, the NASDAQ kind of went down on the 11th, and we had to, take the hit on that. But we're still up for the month. We're up 21 cents. And again, if you look at 21 cents comparably, I always like to look at the last payment to see if we're in line. Last payment for QQQY was 65 cents. So hopefully we can make some more money and catch up to, a reasonable payment so we don't lose too much capital. JEPY, how did they do last week? Let's see. Okay. So last week, they made 3 cents, and then they made 5 cents, which is 8 cents. But then they lost it the next day, same day as the bad day for the NASDAQ. And then they gained 5 cents. So they actually had a positive week. So JEPY, which, again, they sell puts on the S&P, they're up 28 cents. So that's very, very good. Their last payment, they paid 46 cents. So it's pretty simple. We went up in price since the last payment, about 28 cents, okay? Did we recover, since the last payment? No, we have not yet. But again, we strive to, we can either say we can strive to cover based on the last payment, or we strive to at least make what, we're paying out on the following payment. You could look at it either way. But that just actually made me think of something. We could make a, kind of like a percentage recovery rate of where we're at for these funds. Anyway, I'm not going to make more work for myself just yet. All right, let's look at IWMY. IWMY, where we stood last week, we were only, only up 6 cents for the month. But then right off the bat, we lost 4 cents. But then we gained 5, we gained 15, and we gained 11. So although the other two, QQQY had a bad week, JEPY had an okay week, IWMY had a good week. So we're up 33 cents for IWMY. So hell to the yeah. Their last payment was 69 cents. So they're almost halfway there. So pretty good. So again, if you're looking at recovery rate, are we almost there? Yeah, maybe. We're getting there. Let me know what you guys think of that, adding a recovery rate. I could probably do it on here. I don't know. I got to think about it. But obviously you can see what percent. That's one way to look at it, right? Recovery rate since the last payment. Because obviously when they make each payment, that amount gets deducted, from the fund on the ex-dividend date. So if we recover from that amount each and every month, that's fantastic. All right, TRES. Let's see where we land. TRES. We were at 2 cents. We gained another 2. We lost a penny. We gained another 2. We lost a penny. So we're at a whopping 4 cents for the month. Not really fantastic. Their last payment was 15 cents, so it's not like they pay a lot. So are they in line possibly to make their little payment? Sure, not as exciting, definitely not. SPYT, the beast of the group, they were at 37 cents last week. They lost a penny, they gained 17 cents, they lost 13 cents, they gained 9 cents. They're at 49 cents for the month. So They made more than enough to pay out. They paid out 33 cents last month. Current price is at, above $20. Unbelievable, man. This fund has done fantastic. I need to, I didn't buy QQQT yet, but I need to add more into SPYT and QQQT. SPYT, the problem is my cost basis is below the current price. And it's hard for me to buy in a fund, especially funds like this. I know these aren't really comparable to the true high yielders. So buying close to or slightly above my cost basis maybe is okay, because I don't want to lose out. But anyway, SPYT and QQQT I think are going to be really, really good performers. I'll go through a total return at the end, but anyway, USOY, what do we got? So as of last week, we're at 17 cents. They lost 14 cents, and then they gained 15 cents right back. Then they gained 9 cents, and then they lost 2 cents. They're at 25 cents for the week. For the month. What did they pay? USOY. They paid $1.23. So they're far away. They're very volatile as well. So I don't know. They're probably not going to recover. Although they could have big days. Who the hell knows? Now, QQQT never, that's hard to say, QQQT, they never made a distribution. So, but last week they lost 2 cents, gained 20, lost 39, gained 7. So they're at 45 cents. Last week they were at 59, so obviously they lost money this week, which kind of sucks, but still, they got some time. We'll see how it goes. But I mentioned total return. I should have probably covered that when I went through them. So this is, when I say total return, this is based on capital appreciation or depreciation plus distribution. This is without dividend reinvestment. Obviously, if you do dividend reinvestment, your total return would be higher because you'd be putting money into the fund and the fund would be growing. So keep that in mind. So with just getting the distributions as cash, QQQY has a total return of 13.94%. JEPY has a total return of 13.28%. IWMY has a total return of 13.46%. TRES has a total return of negative 11.09%. SPYT has a total return of 7.98%. USOY has a total return of 4.33%. And QQQT has a total return of 2.26%. I covered this tab on the last video from last week, so I'm not going to kind of repeat myself, but there's a lot of good information. This is like kind of the recap. So if you do want that recap, just check out last week's video. I don't want to be repetitive to the others that watched it. So here's where we stand as far as outstanding shares. I did notice QQQY outstanding shares did drop. They're 17,900,000. Their net assets are still the highest, 260,000. IWMY still number 2. And JEPY number 3. However, SPYT, it's possible that SPYT could catch JEPY. SPYT is growing. USOY is actually growing as well. QQQT slightly growing, but TRES is not. So again, my opinion on these funds, I invest in QQQY, JEPY, and IWMY. And I invest in them equally weighted. And when I say equally weighted shares, not by amount, because I'm a numbers guy. I like clean numbers. I think I own about 200 of each right now. And I was adding about 25 shares each ex-dividend date. But now that I'm at 200 for each, I'm probably going to slow it down a little and do 10 every ex-dividend date. Because I want to make more room for SPYT and QQQT on ex-dividend date. Not to mention, I should probably add USOY, Not like I want to add another fund. I heard some dogs barking, but you know what I mean. It's it's tough, but yes, I am still a believer in these funds. They're doing what they intended to do, which is something I cannot do. So I will gladly pay an expense ratio to them. All right. So, oh yeah, I have IWMT. They're just hanging out on the bottom, but Yeah, so we got to look at house money now too. So this is again just based on the latest distribution. This, QQQY almost at 50%, payback 42%, JEPY 32%, IWMY 43%. So as much as people want to hate on these, all three of these are almost halfway to paying back your original investment had you invested from day one. So you got to look at things like that. So imagine investing in something, you get all your money back in cash, right? In cash. Do you consider that a bad investment just because what you see on a piece of paper looks bad? I don't know, man. Again, it all depends how people look at things, right? People look at things completely different. These funds are completely different than the norm. And all they do, right? They're represent like how they reflect in your brokerage. That's how people look at them, right? Oh my God, I am down this much. It's horrible. What a terrible investment, right? QQQY, what are they priced at right now? Oh my God, they're at $14.54. What a terrible fund. Oh wait, they paid $8.41 in distributions. Oh wait, although they didn't make all the premium, they made a decent amount of that premium, right? So maybe this is a good fund. Oh wait, let's look at total return. Oh, now these funds make sense, right? I don't know, man. It's not, you could say over and over, but even the high yielding, some people in the high yielding space, they're losing faith in these funds. And, it is what it is. Everyone can make their own decisions. But again, what you have to sit back instead of rushing some decisions based on what you hear other people say. Like, what is your goal? What do you want out of this fund? If what you want out of this fund is not working, like if they're not doing what you want, then yeah, don't buy it. But if you want something that this fund can provide, then do it. Who gives a damn, what it shows in your brokerage, right? I mean, obviously, if you care that much, you can average down to hell. You can average down all the way, right? You can invest what you need to keep your average clean. But as far as income goes, again, my average kind of sucks compared to these, but I still have an insane yield of cost on these. And that's what matters, the yield on cost too. So look at total return, look at yield on cost, and who gives a damn about everyone else, right? What everyone else says. Anyway, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I already did, I guess. Yeah, so that's the update on these funds. Again, I'm a big believer in these funds. I am. Think about it. Can you sell puts on the index on a daily basis yourself? If the answer is no, and you want to, then these funds are good. If the answer is no, and you like income, then maybe these funds are good, right? If the answer is, I don't want to do that, then okay, that makes sense. Don't buy these. I don't know, but just something to think about. Okay, so this Monday, well, tomorrow, actually, I'm going to have Sylvia Jablonski on the Retire on Dividends YouTube channel, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? I think it's 1. And it's going to be same format as I did with Jay, and this will be only community questions. I have no questions for her myself. I wrote nothing down, nothing planned. I am relying solely on the community. And I know it's during work hours, so unfortunately people that work might miss it. Unless they could take a late lunch break. I don't know. I took off work next week, so that's why I'm able to do the interview a little earlier during the day. But hopefully you guys can attend. Whether you hate Defiance or not, feel free to ask your questions. But please ask your questions respectfully. And please do not ask questions earlier because I will not get to them. If you ask questions starting during the live time, I'll go back as of, again, I believe it's 1 p.m. I should probably know that. But, as soon as we start the live, that's when the questions should start. And that's when I'll start going through. Because unfortunately, in my last live, people were asking questions at 10 a.m. on a 5 p.m. live stream. And I didn't go to them. I went to the people that were actually at the live stream. So I think that's more fair. Okay. So if you're at the live stream and you ask questions when the live stream starts, your question will be asked. Again, as long as it's relevant and respectful, it will be asked, and I will put it on the screen. Of course, if we run out of time and I can't get to it, it is what it is. I apologize for that, but there's only an hour, so There's only so much you can do. But yeah, I hope you guys can make it. So anyway, that's the update to Defiance. Let me know what you guys think. Are you still a believer in these funds, or have you given up on these funds? And if you have given up, what was your exact reason? Is it just because you can't look at the capital depreciation in your account? Or is it just, I don't know. Do you not like income? Do you not need income? For me, I need income now. I want income now. People have an emergency savings account. I have an emergency income account, because at any point in time, something could happen and I may need income. So guess what? I'm not going to pull it from my capital. I'm going to pull it from my income. And this is my emergency income. If I get fired, I have an emergency income, right? So that's the whole point of it for me. I'm building a solid backup income source, which will eventually replace my active income being my full-time job. All right, so that's what I'm doing. Am I close? No, I'm not close. I'm at about $2,000 a month, right? So, and I know that's nothing to a lot of people, but it's a lot more than where I stood about a year, definitely 2 years ago. So, and I have, the way that this is working out, I have full faith. And no, I don't care if the market crashes. I don't get concerned about that, honestly, because you know what happens if it crashes? I'm still buying. You know what happens if it goes up? I'm still buying. You know what happens when the market stays flat? I'm still buying. So nothing changes, as long as, I'm making money at my job, and, well, unfortunately I can't really put money into the account, but I'm also making money from this account, and what do? I put money back into the market, and so on and so forth. So I don't get too caught up in what will or will not happen in the future. Don't try to time the market. It's a losing man's game. Anyway, this video turned out to be way longer than it should have been. But so if you did make it this far, I don't know, man. It's been a crazy, let's just say 24 hours. But as always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, I will try again next week. Now, keyword today, again, I didn't want to talk politics. I don't want to do that. It's just not, it's a losing man's game in this world. You can't change someone's mind. So why bother? Why even bother? But, obviously everyone saw what happened to Trump yesterday. I was watching it live, so it was pretty crazy. But I guess today's keyword, if you want to prove you made it this far in the video, is, and I know he's okay, but you could say pray for Trump, all right? And then, or you could say pray for the families that, I think there was one fatality yesterday. So pray for those families from yesterday as well. So pray for Trump and the families affected from yesterday's event. That's a lot of words, I know, but say it how you want. But it was just unnecessary for sure. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow in the live. All right, take care. Later.